I uploaded a post recently about the most effective way to display your videos on various social media platforms, but I thought it was worth being more specific about LinkedIn because I've noticed a lot of LinkedIn videos aren't displaying optimally. So if we have a quick scroll through my LinkedIn feed, here's a video, for example, that is displaying stark white, which isn't very engaging. If we have a look a bit further down, here's one that's displaying black or grey. And if we look at one more example, this one here has a thumbnail that is a visual representation of the video, but it's not the best example because in this case she has her eyes closed. So what you want to do is make sure that your video is displaying in a more engaging way. Now, the reason LinkedIn sometimes displays your video in a less than optimal way is because what it does when you upload your video is it chooses the first frame of your video to act as the thumbnail. So what you want to do is manage your thumbnail. So let's go back to the top of the page. When you're posting video to LinkedIn, and you should, by the way, always post it natively, and that means upload it directly to LinkedIn rather than linking it from YouTube or somewhere else. That way it will maximize the number of people who see your video. It has a bias towards those natively uploaded videos. So when you do post a video, at the top of your page here, you click the video button, and then you can choose to upload whichever video you like. Click open and it will display the first frame of the video. Now this is an example where it's not a very flattering first frame. So what you want to do is create a thumbnail, because when you click the edit button at the top here, it gives you the option of selecting a caption file firstly. Now if you want to add a caption, you'll have to create an SRT file, but that's a topic for another day. But the second option is to select a thumbnail. And you can do that in a JPEG, a GIF, or a PNG format. So you need to have selected your thumbnail or created a thumbnail, created a screenshot from your video prior to doing this, or you can do it now. So when you select thumbnail, you have to go and find the thumbnail that you've created. So some of the easiest ways to do that, depending on how you edit, so in my case, I'm using Premiere Pro, and you can open your project. But what you want to do is find something a little more flattering, a little bit more representative of what your video is. So that's a bit better. And then you can click, in the case of Premiere Pro, export frame, and you can go through that process and output it. I won't do that right now. Or you can use VLC Player and again scrub through to the ideal frame that you want to use. Let's just say that. In the menu, go to Video, Snapshot, and that will create a screen grab and it will save it somewhere on your computer. The location does come up very quickly, but it's way too quick to read. It creates a file called VLC Snap. So if you search for that, you should be able to find it on your system. And that means it will create a thumbnail that you can then, if we go back to LinkedIn, when you select your thumbnail, you search for that file, and you can use that as your representative thumbnail. So that does a much better job than just randomly selecting the first frame. Then when you click done, then you have the opportunity to describe your video. Now what I'd recommend here is to actually summarize the content in the video rather than just putting a brief heading. And the reason for that is that not everyone is going to watch your video, especially when they're scrolling through and it's so busy. There are so many things being posted that, the chances of them stopping and watching your video are probably fairly low. But if you put a summation of what the video is about and it happens to have some interest to that person, then they are much more likely to click on your video and watch it through. And the other option here is to add some hashtags, which is worth doing in case people are searching for the particular topic that you will be talking about or that your video is about. And then you click post, which I won't do here. And I also should mention here at the top, you can choose whether to post it to your personal page, or if you have a company page that you post to, then you can do that. And you can also choose whether to post it to anyone who will view your profile, or just group members if you happen to be part of a group, or only to your connections, and some other options there as well. So I'll just quickly show you one last thing. We saw earlier some examples where the video displayed white or black. And the reason for that is, as I said, if you've created a video that fades in from black, and I've got an example here, as you can see, it displays here as black. So when you open it up, that's the first frame of the video and it will display as black. So again, you want to be able to select a thumbnail that is more or less representative of what you're doing. And there's one I created earlier, and that will be the thumbnail that represents your video. So hopefully that's useful, because I personally think that when I see a black screen, it looks like an error, or it looks like you've accidentally uploaded nothing, or there's been some sort of technical glitch or something. And so it's not very engaging when you see a black screen. I mean, you're just going to scroll past it. So hopefully this will help you get maximum visibility for your video content.